Okay, I'm talking to Charlie Miller from SolarAid, and Charlie, I was wondering if you could just tell us a little bit about how you're finding the event today.
I'm really enjoying it. Thanks very much. It's quite an interesting event for us to attend because we're quite an unusual organisation. We actually have a market-making firm, if you like. So there's been some very interesting debates about whether NGOs should be market actors or just doing market development activities. And I've been talking about our kind of hybrid model where we do both. And a lot of really interesting insights coming out about the complexity of supporting market development. For some of the cook stove markets that are far more complicated, and kind of how things are a bit easier for us because we don't have to worry about things like in-country manufacture or anything too complicated, really, I guess. So it's just a fascinating opportunity to compare and contrast different ways of doing market systems approaches, and to and I feel so good that I'm not the only one with the challenges that I face. Thinking about how we do M&E for this kind of thing. It's nice to feel like we're not alone in these issues.
Yeah, it's been a great space for people to just ask questions, but it's okay to leave them hanging and not necessarily answer them all today.
Yeah, exactly, and a lot of acknowledgement that all of us need to get better at some of the things we're trying to do. Not just around measuring impact, but everything the guy from DFID was saying about the psychology of donor agencies. Sure. And the tension between kind of linear log frames and the need for flexibility and change when you're trying to sort of influence a complex system. It's great to see that they're kind of acknowledging their schizophrenia, I believe was his word. I mean, that's perfect. Yeah, it's really nice to see that open-mindedness from so many different kinds of stakeholders as well. Got a real range here.
So you mentioned in the session on energy that one of the areas of sort of future thought for SolarAid is how to encourage more investment within Africa and also manufacture in Africa as well. And how do you see that sort of being stimulated or maybe playing out in the next few years?
Sure, so at the moment, all the people who design the lights tend to be based in Europe or the US or increasingly in South Asia. And invariably all the lights are manufactured in China because there's a huge sort of solar manufacture industry out there and economies of scale in doing all this stuff in one place. But in the long run, I think if we want to maximize the benefit of off-grid lighting technology to African people, then we need the profits being made by companies to be reinvested within Africa, and we need the value chain to be extended within Africa. So it certainly is an area of interest of ours about how, conceivably over time we could look at doing assembly within Africa and possibly manufacture within Africa, simply because it would just it would extend the benefits of what we're already doing in distribution significantly. The reason why it hasn't happened until now is because it's not economically viable for it to happen. But I think this is something that African governments in particular can legitimately and credibly look at supporting as part of an active industrial policy, which is what Africa needs, really.
Great. Thank you very much.